weekly rundown. All right, Danny. Did you pay attention to the NFL games week 11?
Some of them.
Did you watch the Thursday night game? It's really sunny, I see that. You can move, you can just shift this here. Did you watch the Thursday night game between the Bengals and the Ravens?
Yes.
Did you
the
see?
very first game.
Did you see Joe Burrow got hurt? And he's done for the year. That's not good. Did you see?
I feel sad for Joe Burrow.
It is sad, and it's sad for Bengals fans, and it's sad for the Bengals team, and it's sad for the NFL because Joe Burrow's a star. You know, so when he's not playing, it's not good for the whole league, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of tough. Did you see the Vikings-Broncos game?
Half of it.
Half of it?
It was a late game, so I had to go to bed.
The good half you probably saw, right?
Yeah.
So when you woke up, did you find out what happened? And
My mom told me.
were you bummed? Yeah. Did you watch the Chiefs and Eagles game?
Chiefs and Eagles, yeah.
Monday night game? And that was another tough one. You probably went to sleep and the Chiefs were winning. And then you wake up in the morning and what'd you hear?
They lost.
They lost. I know. All your favorite teams. Well, not all of them. The Jaguars won. So
The Bears lost.
the Bears lost.
They did good at the starting.
Did you see it?
Yeah, they did good at the starting.
Oh, that was rough at the end, though. We'll talk about the Bears a little more when we get into this week's games. But last week, so how many of the games do you think you got right? Picking them. There were 14. How many do you think you got right out of 14?
5.
You got 8 right.
Oh.
You were 8 and 6. And I got 10 right.
Did I get any right of the actual score that I guessed?
You didn't. I got 1 right with the actual score.
Which one?
Vikings 20, Broncos 21. I got it right. I'm 2 for 2 on picking Sunday night games. I got the score right in the Jets-Raiders Sunday night game. I got the score right in the Broncos-Vikings Sunday night game. So I'm thinking Sunday night, you should just trust my pick because it's going to be right. Maybe. You're right.
Maybe.
Okay. Are you ready to get started with the Week 12 games?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay. So on Thanksgiving, that's tomorrow,
Yeah.
we got 3 games.
And I feel sad for the Dolphins and Jets game. You know what? We'll get to that later.
Okay, you can tell me why you're sad about that one when we get to that. But yeah, so the first game tomorrow on Thanksgiving, the Green Bay Packers, nobody's favorite team.
I was surprised that they won to the Chargers.
Chargers, I know. I thought
I was
Herbert was.
really surprised.
I thought Herbert was going to get it done, but Green Bay kind of scored a touchdown right at the end, and then the Chargers had a chance, and they didn't do it.
I was really surprised.
It wasn't what I expected either. But now Green Bay has to travel to Detroit, and they play the Lions.
The Lions are a good team.
The Lions are a good team, and they almost lost to the Bears. I mean, it was close.
It was pretty crazy.
It was crazy, and it was not a good loss for the Bears. But you know what? The Lions are a good team, and good teams find ways to win games. I'm going to say that the Lions, a good team, find a way to win on Thursday. I expect them to win 30-21 over the Packers.
Okay. I thought that the Packers are doing really bad. So I guess only Lions win 30-19.
30-19, we're only 2 points different because I got 30-21. So
True.
very close, very close. All right, next game, Thursday. It's right after the Lions play the Packers. We'll have the Washington Commanders travel to Dallas to play the Dallas Cowboys. And I believe you have a question for me
Yeah.
about the Cowboys. What do you got?
So I've been to Texas and I know that Dallas is in Texas. Am I correct?
Yes, you are correct.
Yes.
Dallas
So-
is in Texas.
Why are they in the East Division?
That's a good question. It probably has mostly to do with tradition. Do you know what tradition is? Tradition is kind of like things that happened a long time ago and you just want to do them now because that's the way it was done a long time ago. I would say it's tradition because the Cowboys traditionally, in the 1970s, before I was born, they were in a division with the New York Giants and with the Philadelphia Eagles and with the Washington team. So they built up a rivalry against those teams, you know? And then the NFL, they didn't want to break those rivalries.
So they just stayed in the East Division?
They just stayed in the East. Even when a team like Tampa Bay, which is in Florida, Florida's East, right? Tampa Bay, when I was a kid, was in the Bears division, was in the Vikings division. Tampa Bay's in Florida. Florida's nowhere near us. But sometimes when a new team comes in, like when the Tampa Bay Buccaneers came in, they just had to find a spot for them. So they just decided the only spot to put you is in the Central. And then with the Cowboys, I think, yeah, they probably could have moved them to the South because the Houston Texans, Houston's in Texas, and they're in the South. So Dallas is in the East really only because they have tradition. And I don't know if you know this, but Dallas has a nickname. They call them America's team.
I know.
I don't necessarily like that because I don't like the Cowboys personally,
I don't.
but a lot of people do like the Cowboys. So I think that the NFL decided, oh, America's team, we don't want to put them in the South with a bunch of teams that they have no tradition with. We want to keep them in the East with these teams that they have tradition.
You know, in my favorite, in this book, my favorite teams to my least favorite, I'm going to put Green Bay in the back.
Yeah.
And then Dallas at the
Second last. I think that's what I would do too. I think my worst and second worst teams would be exactly the same as yours. Okay, but getting back to this particular game. Oh, go ahead.
I do know that the Cowboys quarterback is pretty good.
Dak Prescott, you called him a legend last week.
I did.
Yeah, well, he might be. I feel like the Cowboys, to be a legend for the Dallas Cowboys, you really need to win a Super Bowl. So
how many Super Bowls have they won? 0?
The Cowboys, I want to say it's at least 4. 1 when I was younger than you, and then 3 when I was a teenager. I don't think I'm missing any, but they might have 5. So that's why I'm saying, like, to be a legend for a team like that, as a quarterback, you kind of have to win a Super Bowl to be a legend. But that's my opinion. You could have a different opinion. You might think Dak Prescott is a legend right now.
I think he's really good.
Okay, yeah, I think he's good too.
He throws a lot of touchdown passes.
He does, and they're pretty good. What's their record there? 7-3, I think. 7 wins, 3 losses. So yeah, they're on fire. What I got for this game is, it's pretty simple. Washington has lost 4 out of their last 5 games, and Dallas has won 4 out of their last 5 games. So I think this is a no-brainer. I'm taking Cowboys big, 27-10.
Okay, that's not close to mine.
Not close to yours? Okay.
I'm saying Cowboys still win, but 19-15.
19-15, you got a tight game. I hope we're done eating to see the end of that game, because that sounds like a great Thanksgiving game. Don't you
Wait,
think?
that's on Thanksgiving?
That's on Thanksgiving too. Yeah, that's right after the Lions game.
Hey.
Then there's one more game on Thanksgiving at night. So you may not be able to stay up till the end of it. But then again, I bet you don't have school Friday. So maybe you could stay up for the end of it.
I normally stay up really late on holidays.
Okay.
And on football nights.
Okay, good.
So
maybe you'll see the end of the San Francisco 49ers game against the Seattle Seahawks.
Maybe.
So this is a big game because both teams are in the NFC West.
They're both doing pretty good.
They're both doing pretty good. Seattle took a tough loss last week. And I don't know if you noticed, but Seattle's top quarterback, Geno Smith, their top running back, Kenneth Walker, and their top receiver, DK Metcalf, are all dinged up. They're hurt. I don't know how many of them are going to be able to play tomorrow night, but I think that spells trouble for them. If those guys can't play, I think they're in some trouble. San Francisco, they have lost 3 games in a row. I think you remember they lost to the 49ers, or they lost to the Vikings, and they lost to, I think they beat Jacksonville. Anyway, San Francisco is hot now. They've won 2 in a row. So I think with Seattle banged up, the 49ers are going to win 21-13.
I'm going 49ers win 20-15.
So again, 2 points different. That's all we got. Okay, now those are the Thanksgiving games. This next one is on Friday after Thanksgiving, and you got something to say about this one?
I feel sad. Wait, so this is going to be at New York, right?
Dolphins at New York Jets. Yep.
I feel sad for the Dolphins because they might even miss some of the of Thanksgiving because they're going to have to go on the plane flight to New York.
I know, yeah, and think about the teams that play on Thanksgiving, like the San Francisco 49ers. They're going to be in Seattle.
I feel sad for them.
Don't feel sad for the Packers, though.
Yeah, not the Packers.
The Packers they can eat their Thanksgiving dinner out of garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So for this game on Friday, the Miami Dolphins travel to the Jets. So far this year, the Dolphins, most of their wins have been against bad teams.
And they almost got the high score record of points.
70 in one game, you're right, against the Denver Broncos. And when they played Denver, Denver wasn't very good.
Yeah.
And Miami, they tend to beat teams who are bad, and they tend to struggle against teams that are good. The Jets are bad. The Jets are on their 3rd quarterback
They're
now.
bad.
Yeah, the Jets, I should say, the Jets' defense is very good.
Yeah.
The Jets' offense
It's horrible.
is horrible. And they're not going to beat the Dolphins, even though the game's in New York, even though the Dolphins don't get to be at home for Thanksgiving. They're going to be on a plane. Bummer. I still got the Dolphins 24-9.
I've got to say Dolphins win 30-19.
30-19. Okay, that's a good score. I like it. So far, I think we're the same on all 4 games. We got the same 4 winners. You ready for the first of the Sunday games? We will move on.
I mean, this game might actually be good.
Oh, wait a minute. I think your
I
pages
skipped
are a
the
little
page.
mixed up. We want to be on Pittsburgh and Cincinnati. It should be at the top of the page. There you go. So we'll just flip to that one when we get to the end of this one. The Pittsburgh Steelers fired their offensive coach this week because they were doing so bad on offense. What do you got?
Can I just say that I know somebody named Walker. His dad knows the Steelers coach.
Really?
Yeah.
Mike Tomlin?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's pretty cool. That's a good piece of information. I will say this. I hope he's not the guy who just got fired this week, because the Steelers fired their offensive coach. His name is Matt Canada, and I know, like the country Canada, but they were not doing very good on offense. We'll keep those dates. That's okay. So they fired the coach, but Cincinnati, they lost their quarterback, and they lost Joe Burrow. So they got a new guy named Jake Browning who's making his first start. I just don't think this Brownings guy is going to be ready. I got Steelers 16, Bengals 13.
Either way with have Joe Burrows, I'm going Bengals win 28-19.
So you're still going Bengals. Okay, so we're different on that game. Next game. I'm kind of excited for this game. And this, historically, is a game that when you see on the schedule...
Can I quick say something?
Yeah.
About the Bengals. At least when he hurt his hand, at least he got a touchdown for their team.
He did. He had them...
He threw it and then,
play.
like, what happened to his hand?
Did you see when he was throwing and he tried to flick his wrist and you could tell he was in horrible pain and the ball just almost fell out of his hand. So he hurt his wrist
He
somewhere.
almost fumbled it?
Well, he was on the sideline trying to see if he could play, and he went back and was throwing a practice throw, and it was fine with his elbow, and then as soon as he brought his wrist forward, he just winced in pain, and the ball just fell out of his hand. It's like, he was just like, I can't go, I can't play. And then they found out the next day when they looked at it, I don't know if they took an x-ray or how they viewed it, but they found out that he's done for the season. He tore a ligament, so he tore something that like attaches, I'm not a medical guy, so I don't exactly know, but it's something in your wrist. That's what a ligament is. So, okay. So you ready to talk Jaguars-Texans?
Yeah.
I feel like this is a sneaky good game. This is one that you would see in the past and you'd say Jaguars-Texans, horrible game. I won't watch it, I won't pay attention to it, I don't care what happens. But this year, these teams are both good.
Yeah.
And if the Jags lose, the Texans are going to be in first place.
So they might go against the Eagles or the
Ravens?
No.
No.
Not the Ravens. I know I really love this team and I don't know how I'm forgetting the
Chiefs.
Chiefs, yes.
Chiefs. Okay, they might. Yeah, you're right. For this game, in week 3, these two teams played each other in Jacksonville, and the Texans won 37-17. So really easy. Jacksonville both teams, they want to win bad. I just think Houston kind of has Jacksonville's number. I'm going to go with a slight upset and take Texans 24, Jaguars. Your fourth favorite team, Jacksonville Jaguars, 21.
Wait, so who wins?
I've got Texans 24, Jags 21.
I think Jags with Lawrence, they're going to win. I'm going 28-15.
28-15, so you think they're going to win pretty easily. Go for it, yeah.
My mom thinks that almost all the girls in my family think that Trevor Lawrence looks like a girl.
He's got long blonde hair, and yep, that's
when
funny.
He smiles.
When he smiles.
Like, that's
I
the
saw his
thing.
card here, yeah, I saw he was smiling, but they can have their opinion, right? You still like him, because he's a good football player. So you got the Jags.
I played for them last year.
Right, you did. Okay, on to the next game. Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Indianapolis Colts. This game isn't the greatest game, but you know what?
I'm not going to pay the most attention to it.
I'm not either, but I would say that whoever wins it is actually going to have a pretty good shot to make the playoffs. Because both teams right now are only one game out of a playoff spot. So the winner is going to be in pretty good shape. The loser is going to be in not very good shape. I personally am going to just say I think Baker Mayfield, the Bucs quarterback, is a little better than Gardner Minshew, the Colts quarterback. So I'm going to take Tampa Bay on the road to upset the Colts 24-20.
I know, Dylan, you like the Buccaneers. I don't think they're doing the best.
They're not doing the best. What are they, 4-6?
4-6.
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna win. I'm going Colts. They won against one of my favorite teams, Patriots.
Yep, that's Sunday morning in Germany. Yep.
I'm going Colts win in 19-15.
19-15. Okay, so you've got the Colts winning by 4. I've got the Buccaneers winning by 4. Okay. Next game, big game in the NFC South between the New Orleans Saints visiting the Atlanta Falcons. Both teams have a little bit of quarterback issues. Right now, the Saints, Derek Carr, he's been in the concussion protocol, meaning he got hit in his head. Something's wrong with his head.
I got a tiny concussion a few days ago.
A tiny concussion?
A little one.
Ugh, those aren't good. You don't want to get a lot of those, certainly.
I hit my head really bad on the wall.
Oof.
Like that kind of wall.
Well, that'll hurt. Okay, but Derek Carr right now, since he's recovering from this concussion he got, the doctors haven't said that he can play yet. So I'm not even sure if the Saints are going to have their top quarterback. Conversely, the Falcons, They started a guy named Desmond Ridder to start the season. He wasn't very good. They moved to Tyler Heineke. He wasn't very good. Now they're back to Desmond Ridder. I don't really think either team is very good. I have to pick one, so I'm going to go Saints 20, Falcons 17.
I think the Saints are going to get a blowout.
Blowout?
I mean, not a big one, but I'm going Saints win 38-15.
38-15 would be it'd be a big blowout, yeah. I mean, Falcons fans would be feeling pretty bummed if their team lost by 23 points.
Like what happened to our Tonga.
Oh.
That was bad.
Yeah. Okay, ready for the next game? I would say if you look at this game, you might think it's the worst game of the week. The New England Patriots, who only have 2 wins, travel to the New York Giants, who only have 3 wins. So that's a bad game. There's not much to say about this one. I was shocked that the Giants beat Washington last week. Tommy DeVito, he's their 3rd quarterback. He's still playing because the other guys are hurt. He got a win. So, in this battle of lousy teams, I guess I'm going to go with the home team. Give me the Giants, 17, Patriots, 12.
I don't know why, but I did a pretty high score for this game.
Oh, even though they're low,
Not
they're
really
bad
a high
teams.
score, but I'm going Patriots 20 to Giants 19.
20 to 19, you got a tight one. Okay, that'd be a pretty good game. That'll add some excitement to it. There you go, yeah. And if you remember, I said that maybe the Giants-Patriots game was the worst game of the week, but then you look at this one. The 1-win Carolina Panthers play the 3-win.
The complete opposite of the Eagles.
Yeah, 1-9. They play, are they 1-9? Yeah. They play the 3-7 Tennessee Titans. This is a battle of rookie quarterbacks. Carolina's been starting Bryce Young all year, and he has not been impressive so far. I mean, they don't have a lot of help for him, but he has not really been very good. Tennessee started Will Levis a couple weeks ago. He's playing decent. So, I just think Tennessee is the better team. Give me the Titans 19, Panthers 7.
I'm going Titans win. Titans 15, Panthers 1. I'm going Panthers 1 touchdown, no field goal.
1 touchdown, but no extra
No
point
extra
either.
point.
So 15-6 is what you got. Well, I got 19-7. So really, we're pretty close. Okay, that is it for the noon games on Sunday. So now to start the 3 o'clock. This will be the 3 o'clock afternoon games. Yeah, kind of the late afternoon games, we'll call them. Los Angeles Rams travel to the Arizona Cardinals. Rams got a big win over Seattle last week. It was not what I expected. Cardinals played Houston close. The Rams beat the Cardinals 26-9 when they played Week 6. Do you know who the Cardinals quarterback was for that game? Josh Dobbs.
Josh Dobbs?
Yeah, because he was on the Cardinals Week 6.
So he traded his team.
He got traded to the Vikings, about a month ago. Yep, maybe 3 weeks ago. So.
I kind of like Dobbs.
Yeah,
He's one of my favorite. He's like at least the top 7 of my favorite NFL players.
Okay, he's an easy guy to cheer for. He's kind of an underdog story. But I guess getting back to this game, now the Cardinals quarterback Kyler Murray is under center for them. So this game's in Arizona. I think Murray's going to give the Rams some trouble. I got a close game. Cardinals 24, Rams 23.
I got Rams winning. Close game, but not a high scored game. I'm going Rams win 15-13.
Tight game. Okay. Well, it sounds like we got a lot of different games here. We'll move on to the next one in the late afternoon slate. I think this could be a good game too. Cleveland Browns travel to Denver to play the team that just took down the Vikings. And you'd be really surprised. If you remember, Denver gave up 70 points to Miami a while ago.
They did do good.
Yeah.
They're doing good.
They're doing good. They've won 4 games in a row. I think they're the hottest team in the NFL.
And I mean, they got 5-5.
Yeah, so they're doing pretty good for the way they started, certainly. Cleveland, though, is 7-3, I think. And they're only 1 win behind Baltimore in the AFC North. So this is an important game for both teams. I think both teams think that they got a shot at making the playoffs. I'm going to take another upset. I'm going to go with the Cleveland Browns 16 and the Denver Broncos. Your Uncle Tim's Denver Broncos 14.
I'm going, Broncos are doing good.
Yep.
Broncos win. I'm going their 6th win, 20-15.
20-15. Okay, we got another game we're different.
Either way, I do not like the Broncos, but I think they're going to win.
Okay, yeah, I mean, that's what I usually do. I pick the team I think is going to win instead of the team that I want to win. Just because,
I normally always pick the Jacksonville Jaguars, either if they go against like the Eagles.
I guess we'll see when you have to make a tough choice like that, right? When you have to think, then you have to decide between what does your heart say and what does your head say. Usually you should listen to your head. Okay. For the next game.
I would listen to my brain.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Your brain, your head. Yeah, listen to what's in there. Okay, I think we're going to agree on this game. Your third favorite team, the Kansas City Chiefs, play at Las Vegas to battle the Raiders. Division rivalry. You noticed that Kansas City lost that Super Bowl rematch against the Eagles. It was a close game.
At least they won the last Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's right. So they still have bragging rights. But the Chiefs, they dropped too many passes. Travis Kelce had a fumble when they were about to score.
I don't get how he got it. I don't get how he fumbled.
Yeah, sometimes even the best players can make a mistake every once in a while, The Raiders, again, they got this interim head coach. They won 2 games under him, then they lost the last one. I don't think the Raiders are good. The Chiefs have some offensive trouble, but I think it's not going to matter against this Raiders team. Chiefs 23, Raiders 13.
Close, kind of close, man. Chiefs win 30-19.
Okay, yeah, I mean, you got an 11-point difference, I've got a 10-point difference, so not a big deal. Here, to me, this next one, the last of the late afternoon games, is probably the best game of the week. The Buffalo Bills travel to Philadelphia to take on the 9-1 Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles are hot. They just beat the Super Bowl champs. The Bills last week beat the Jets 32-6.
Wait, didn't the Bills play the Bengals kind of a while?
I think that was a Monday night game, right?
Didn't they win to them surprisingly?
I'm thinking maybe the Bengals won that one. Is that right?
I
think that's the last game Burrow was healthy for.
I do not know.
Yeah, you know what? I have it written down here. Maybe. I don't have it written down. Okay, whatever. It's okay. Basically, what I'm saying is the Bills beat the Jets last week. The only team that beat the Eagles is the Jets. I know.
What?
I know. Isn't that weird? That's surprising. It's almost shocking. Especially the way the Jets have been playing lately. So by that logic, I mean, if the Bills beat the Jets and the Eagles lost to the Jets, I think I'm going to take Buffalo. It's a surprise, but Buffalo has their backs up against the wall. They absolutely have to win this game to stay in the playoff hunt. That's why I'm going Buffalo 28-27.
I mean, Philadelphia Eagles are doing hot.
They're really hot.
very. I'm going. They've got to win this, 30 to 15.
30 to 15.
They'll get their 10th win if they win it.
They will. They'd be their first
It would
team
be
to
a
10 wins.
crazy game if the Bills win.
You think crazy? I see them as about 3.5 point underdogs based on what this says. So it's not like, it would be totally shocking.
Can I?
Yeah.
The Bills quarterback, Josh something.
Josh Allen.
Yeah, Josh Allen. He was on the front. Where when I got these cards up here.
Yeah.
On the front of the packet, he was on.
Okay. Yeah, they usually put some of the best players on the
And he's doing pretty good.
Pretty good. I still think the Bills, more was expected of them. I think if you had told Bills fans you're going to have 6 wins and 5 losses through the first 11 games, I think they'd say, ugh, that's not very good. Because they thought they'd be better. They still can, they can still win the Super Bowl. But they got to win games like this one so that they make the playoffs. You can't win the Super Bowl if you don't make the playoffs. So, all right, here's the Sunday night game. Like I said earlier, I got both the scores right in the Sunday night games 2 weeks ago and last week. So we've got the Baltimore Ravens traveling to the Los Angeles Chargers. The Chargers, another team that's been disappointing. Like, they've got Herbert, they've got all these guys on offense who are good players, they've got big name guys on their defense, and they are 4-6. They're not very good. Meanwhile, Baltimore, because Kansas City lost on Monday night, Baltimore now has the best record in the AFC. So, I think the Ravens are the better team. I got Ravens 27-21.
With Herbert, I know crazily he lost to the Tampa Bay, or not Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
I mean, still I think they're gonna win with Herbert.
Yeah? Score?
Score is Chargers win 28-13.
Okay, they're going to put Baltimore in their place. And for the final game of the week, Monday Night Football. You want to put this on for this part?
Okay.
Maybe? Just so
Yeah.
you're towing the line between both teams. You want to show no bias. Okay, we've got the 3-8 monsters of the Midway, the Chicago Bears.
Take on the Vikings.
Take on the Minnesota Vikings here in Minnesota. So these two teams played, I think you remember, they played week 6 in Soldier Field in Chicago, and the Bears lost 13-19. And their quarterback Justin Fields got hurt in that game.
Justin Fields got hurt.
Now Fields is back. He played great against Detroit. But listen to this. The Bears, their game against Detroit, you know what a turnover is, right? When you fumble it or you throw an interception.
And the touchdown?
It doesn't have to be a touchdown to be a turnover. No, a turnover is just if I'm on the Bears and I throw one to you and you're on the Vikings, it's an interception and that counts as a turnover. Or if I drop the ball and you pick it up, my fumble, that's a turnover. The Lions had 4 turnovers. The Bears had only 1 turnover. The Bears held the ball against the Lions for 40 minutes, twice as long as the Lions held it. They only held it for 20 minutes. In the last 90 years, that's happened 48 times, where one team holds the ball for 40 minutes and one team forces 3 more turnovers than the other team. Those teams had never lost. They were 48-0 for the last 90 years, until last week when the Bears blew it. They're the first team ever to have those numbers, those stats, and to lose. So the Bears, this particular version of the Bears, they will find a way, a new and innovative way to lose this game. They're going to lose 21-22. I got your Minnesota Vikings beating kind of your Chicago Bears 22-21.
I want to say that the Bears are going to win this one because they were pretty good against the Detroit Lions.
So close.
But I want to say they're winning, but I guess the Vikings win 14.
Oh, that's gonna hurt if it does happen. But you know what? I understand. I think it's gonna be a little closer because from what the Bears have done so far this year, they get real close, they get real close, they get real close, and then they break your heart. That's what I think they're gonna do on Monday night. They're gonna break my heart. Maybe you'll be sleeping, so maybe you won't even see it. You won't feel it. You hope you get to see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even though it's probably going to be a bad game, but.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Well, how do you feel about your picks this week?
Bad.
Bad? I don't know. You won 6 games the first week we did this, and then you won 8. It seems like you're kind of on the uptick. You might win 10 this time.
You got the scores right of some 2 games.
I know, but we're just trying to pick the winners. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, the score, it'd be nice to get it right, but that's not that important. We just want to get the winner. You know, if you pick the winner right, I count that as a win. Even if you said the score was going to be 100-0, and if it was really 20-19, if you pick the right team, that's a win. Right?
What if it actually was 100?
100-0, oof, that'd be the biggest blowout in history. Yes. Okay. Well, that was fun. Good luck in your picks, other than one of your picks. I kind of hope that one goes the other way, but you know, we'll see what happens Monday, and then we'll talk about it next week, right? All right. Until then.